Climate change. Template 23. Climate change is a major factor for the future, and we agree with paragraph 3.16. But why does this plan enable at least 200 hectares of grassland and agricultural land, widely regarded as equivalent carbon sinks to woodland, to be lost under Heronby housing? Moreover, 85 hectares have been specifically cultivated with nature and soil health as a priority. Either of the other sites considered, Burn and Church Fenton, would have far less impact. The plan is therefore not sustainable and violates paragraph 35 of NPPF. Reconsider the scoring that led to Heronby as the preferred option, by weighting matters such as climate change much more highly. Climate change. Template 25. There is no calculation of the carbon emissions associated with the upfront building of the site and its required infrastructure. Whilst the zero carbon ambition for home heating and transport is seen as paramount in the local plan, and is to be welcomed, there is no reference whatever to the upfront carbon emissions and impairment arising from the construction phase and the loss of carbon sink land, neither of which will ever be recovered. It is disappointing that Selby District Council planners are being very selective about compliance with policies, seemingly following the lead of the promoter, who also doesn't consider the carbon cost of all the work. The plan is not sustainable from an environmental perspective and therefore in breach of NPPF paragraph 8. If this is to be the standard of project analysis and selection, the local plan should drop all pretension of carbon neutral and should advise its partners that it no longer wishes to become part of England's first carbon negative economy and zero carbon Humber. Climate change. Template 25. Electric vehicles are not carbon free. They still use electricity, prices for which have risen directly because of the cost of natural gas and oil. All electric vehicles are environmentally expensive to produce, through mining of lithium and cadmium amongst other things, often from areas with poor human rights. Batteries make electric vehicles heavier than other cars, and particulate emissions from tires and brakes are now considered worse than exhaust fumes. Although electric vehicles may be better than petrol vehicles, this plan should prioritize the reduction of journey length, rather than motive power, matching housing, retail and employment in the same area. Ecology. Template 37. The acceptance, by Selby District Council, of the consultants and lobbyists' reports at Heronby produced on behalf of Escrick Park, results in no critical analysis of their conclusions that in effect, there is no nature on this 595-acre site, on the strength of a simple walkover in February 2021. With only minimal resources, we have identified that there are areas of the site managed under the Countryside Stewardship Scheme as well as 210 acres, which is 1/3 of Heronby, which the consultants seem to have missed, of regenerative farming aimed at naturally improving soil fertility and carbon capture. There was a detailed critique of earlier versions, by many respondents in 2021, which has been ignored as an inconvenient truth. As a result, impairment of the site caused by construction, vibration, noise, plastic waste, airborne chemicals, light pollution, and water pollution, which are all detrimental to the ecology and woodlands of the area, gets no mention. There is no part of this assessment that meets the requirements of NPPF 175, nor promotes the steps in paragraph 179. There is no need for anyone to look after an ancient wood as it has managed on its own for 450 years. However, there is a need to ensure it is not impacted by new external factors such as construction, isolation from other nature-rich features, and protected from the invasive use arising from leisure visitors and their pets. Furthermore, 1/3 of the site is already in the hands of farmers working hard to make the soils more fertile, and they need no assistance from consultants. Ecology. Template 38. Natural England's concerns of the health of the woodlands both on and adjacent to the Heronby site have been translated into a plan to meddle with its ancient nature by felling and by new tree planting. Similarly, it is believed that concerns were raised about the proximity of Heronby to Skipworth Common, so the country park was added to divert resident leisure, which was considered harmful to the NNR but apparently not to Morby Wood. Selby District Council have then scored this unconsulted upon country park as a positive asset instead of a mediation of a failure. None of Natural England's feedback or advice has been included in the information pack, which is a significant lack of transparency. The proposed allocation of land for Heronby breaches NPPF paragraph 174b. It ignores the intrinsic character and beauty of the countryside, and paragraph 8 NPPF, as it is not environmentally sustainable. The treatment of all ancient woodlands, hedges and other natural features needs to be rethought. They are not playgrounds for people to enjoy, they are the life-giving chance for the children of those people. So access needs to be carefully managed to ensure they are responsibly used by both developers and visitors. In the case of Heronby, efforts to join the wood to the hedgerows would be an excellent start. All other recommended Natural England advice does not need 4,000 houses to implement, for a truly environmentally caring landowner.